What's up everybody, how you doing? Today we're going to be talking about how to grow watermelon. So let's get to it. The variety that we're growing here is called Jubilee. This variety produces large, sweet, oblong watermelons that have seeds in them. Typical harvest time is about 90 days from planting, and this plant requires full sun in order to produce fruit successfully. The plants you're looking at here are about 3 weeks old. They were planted directly in the ground from seed. The site I have here gets about 10 hours of sun a day, and I give these plants about 1 inch of water every 2 to 3 days. As you can see here, I have 3 hills of watermelon, and each are planted about 4 feet apart in these little craters that I created. The reason I did this is because I wanted to concentrate watering the plants in a single location instead of watering the entire garden and wasting water. The crater allows me to fill the inside of the crater to a depth of about 2 inches, which is more than I need to successfully water these plants. As you can see, there are 3 different sizes of the plants here. What you're looking at is the smallest one, the smallest cluster. In the middle I have the largest cluster, and to the left over here I have a cluster that's in the middle. I think the difference in size is due to the planting depth. I planted these seeds about 2.5 inches from the top of the soil. The middle guys over here, they were planted about 1 inch deep. And all the way over here, this cluster was planted about 2 inches deep. The recommended planting depth for watermelon seeds is about 1 inch. So I think that may have contributed to the size differences that we can see here. Because the watermelons in the middle, they actually popped up first, followed by these, and then lastly by those. Now it's time to fertilize. The fertilizer that I'm using today, and for the duration of this growing period, is all-purpose water-soluble fertilizer, and the ratio is 15-30-15. So I'm going to go ahead and lightly spread some at the base of all these plants, and then water them up. It's important to not go too heavy on the fertilizer, as you don't want to overfeed the plants. Too much fertilizer can do just as much harm as not enough. Now, since most of the water dissipated and soaked into the soil, this is an excellent time to pull out some weeds. I typically don't pull out weeds for vining crops such as watermelon and pumpkins, because the vines can quickly grow very large and weeding becomes very difficult. But since I'm doing 3 hills in a small plot, I'm going to go ahead and take care of all the weeds when I can, before they get too high. As you can see, the weeds come out really easily with the roots intact. This is ideally what you like. The goal is to pull the roots out so the weeds don't keep resprouting. So there you go, folks. Those are some of the basics of growing watermelon. Until next time, later.